What's up, everybody? Isaac here with Civil Engineering Academy coming at you. I just wanted to jump on real quick and talk about the CBT exam that is coming up for those taking the Civil Engineering PE exam. Seems to be a lot of worry about it. It is going CBT in April of 2022, so we definitely want to talk about it. So today I want to highlight what the CBT exam is as we head towards the PE exam going from paper-based to computer-based. Similar to what the FE is doing or has done for many years now, and maybe the pluses and minuses and advantages of going that way, and things you'll want to be prepared for as it goes to computer-based testing. So it's going to be a good one. So stick around. Let's talk about it. Coming right up, let's talk about CBT exam and the PE. All right, so let's talk about the computer-based testing that the PE exam is going to in April of 2022. October of 21, which is coming up, is going to be the last time you can take a paper-based exam for the PE exam. So many people are trying to get that in because it is open book, meaning you can take whatever you want with you, including practice exams, reference manuals, anything you want that's tabbed up and in a binder, you can take with you to the exam, which is very nice. And it's very understandable why people want to get this thing done right now, this next October. But after that, starting in November of 2021, registration will open for those that are going to take the PE exam, and it's going to be computer-based in 2022. It's switching over to a year-round basis. They're going to throw in the alternative item type questions, which includes, it does include multiple choice. Probably the majority is still multiple choice, but you're going to have to choose also multiple correct. So there could be more than just 4 answers, and you have to select which ones are correct. You have to do point and click. So you have to find a graph, point and click on it, and you got to get those things right. It's either it's right or it's wrong. That's it. There's no partial credit on anything. So there's also drag and drop, where you got to drag and drop maybe items to certain spots to make sure they're correct. You also have fill in the blank. So that's going to be a fun one where you just got to pop in an answer. Who knows if there's any margin that they give you as part of that equation. So anyway, those are the things you're going to have to deal with as it goes computer-based. There are some highlights as it goes computer-based as well that I want to briefly talk about. Definitely one of them is that you have a searchable document now. You only have one reference at your disposal, so you don't have to have a million references anymore. Really, all you've got at your disposal is the PE Handbook. So the new reference manual from NCES. If you go to nces.org and you go sign into your account, you can go get a free copy of that. And it's a PDF. You want to use it for all of your studies. It'll be the new Bible moving forward, most likely replacing the Civil Engineering Reference Manual from PPI, although I do think that is still a good reference manual. The big part about all of this, though, is that you still need to practice a ton of problems. So you're still going to want to get homework problems. You're still going to get practice exams. All of those things still play a role in studying for this exam and really where your head should be. So even though it goes computer-based and maybe references might get shaken up and where your head should be pointed towards that PE handbook is where you should be studying from, similar to the FE, we still need to be practicing a ton of problems. So with all of that said, I'm going to flip the screen. Let's get to talking a little bit more details about the CBT exam as we head into 2022 and share some more details with you about it. So, all right, let's do that. All right, what's going on? So we flipped the script here. Let's check it out. So if you just go to nces.org and you do a quick little search for CBT exam, or I'm sure it's anywhere up here, you can find the PE civil exam. And this is the breakdown of everything that's going to happen as it goes to computer-based testing. Now, you should be somewhat familiar already about computer-based testing. I'm assuming you've taken the FE before, so you know what it was like. So you have all those alternative type problems. You can read more about it under computer-based here. So the PE exam, like they stated here, tests for a minimum level of competency in a particular engineering discipline. And it's designed mainly for people that have got 4 years of engineering experience working. Now, many people in many states are decoupling the exam from the experience requirement, but the goal here is that, you're going to get experience before you get the PE exam. So beginning again in 2022, the exam is going to be computer-based. It'll be year-round at a Pearson VUE testing center. You can look those up and go take them. They have their own kind of rules and what you can bring in. It's very similar to the way the paper-based is. You're just going to have your calculator and that's about it. Piece of paper and a pencil. So the exam includes 80 questions still. That did not change. The FE actually went down in questions when that switched, but the PE is not. So you have 80 questions. They give you 9 hours as part of this exam. And that's fine. That's because they give you a break. So you got to fill out the non-disclosure agreements, which is 2 minutes. Tutorial is 8 minutes. Make sure you know how to get through the exam. The exam itself is 8 hours, and you've got a scheduled 50-minute break, so you can go grab a lunch. They do have a YouTube channel you can check out. So this is some important information. Registering for this exam begins November 1st, 2021. You just log into your account and get going on it. You can review the exam specifications and fees, read the reference materials, understanding scoring and reporting, and view the most up-to-date exam pass rates there, which are typically historically between 65 and 70%. As a first-time taker, and if you're a repeat taker, they do drop heavily, 35-40%. So your best time to pass the first time, but don't get discouraged if it's your 5th time either. You're going to be okay. The fee has, this goes up all the time, but right now we've got it at $375 to take this. And that's just part of the party. You can come here and grab your exam specifications. Most of these did not change the content of the spec itself. The only thing they changed was the design standards for 2022. So you're going to choose your depth exam and you're going to check that out. They mentioned here exam specs change once every 5 to 7 years, and the standards are changing more frequently. So they changed the standards for the 2022 exam, but they didn't change the topics or the organization of those, from what I can tell. The PE exam does include all these alternative item types, these AITs, which we talked about already. You can discover more about those just checking out their site. And you get the idea. Now, the big thing is the reference materials and exam prep. So you will be provided with an electronic NCES PE Civil Reference Handbook, as well as all the design standards specified for your chosen discipline, which is very handy. So you don't need to go out and buy a reference manual anymore. You've got one given to you. So, that probably saved you $400 right there. Even though the exam cost almost $400. But you get the idea. This is going to be your go-to handbook now. It's going to be the Bible, the reference that you're going to use for everything you're doing as you're studying. You're also going to need your standards. They're going to give you those as you take the exam. You're not going to get them beforehand. So you got to figure out how you're going to study with those. But during the exam, you'll have access to them. So the handbook and the standards listed on the exam spec are only reference material that can be used during the exam. So it's not really open book. You're not going to be allowed to bring in personal copies of any material, so no more practice exams, nothing else, no textbook, nothing. So that's it. So get a copy of that. You can actually use it for the 2021 exams if you would like to. It is open for you to grab if you want it. The handbook, let's see, and the design standards used in the exam, they're searchable, which is very nice. It's broken up into chapters, but you're going to want to become very familiar with that handbook. And then practice exams, blah, blah, blah. Yes. So you're going to want to get practice exams. Obviously, practicing problems is the key to passing this thing. And the nice thing also about computer-based testing is the scoring. You don't have to wait 10 weeks anymore. Computer-based exams are typically available in 7 to 10 days. So that's super nice because you don't have to sit around till Christmas time and find out you got a crappy score and it's the worst Christmas present ever. That may have happened to somebody, but you get the idea. So 7 to 10 days is nice. You get it, you move on, or you take it again, and you're going to get an email notification about that. And that's it. You just move forward. So anyway, guys, that's just the back end of this stuff. I wanted to point that out to you as we talk about the PE exam going computer-based testing. That's all the nitty-gritty details. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful to you as we dived into the CBT stuff that's circulating around taking the PE exam in 2022. I do think there are some benefits definitely of taking it computer-based. You know, you're gonna have searchable documents now, so you're not gonna have to thumb through and tab and mark up everything in the books that you have. That's going to go away. You want to be completely familiar with that PE handbook that they'll give you, which is totally fine. But the nice thing about it being computer-based is that you'll be able to use the search function and be able to find whatever you want very quickly. The other thing is that you'll have access to all the standards. So, you know, depending on your depth exam, those things cost a lot of money, and you're still going to need them as you study for the exam. But to have them there at your disposal, ready to go, and also searchable is very nice. So, you know, that's going to save a little bit of time for you as you're practicing problems, but also as you're going through the exam and trying to take this thing as quickly as you can. Time management is still going to be a big deal. You still have 80 questions. You're still going to have a break in the middle of the thing. It's still going to be broken up generally as an AM and a PM exam because they are using their new kind of algorithm called Loft, which is like linear on the fly stuff. You'll still have the same amount of questions, but they're going to be different than your neighbors. So they'll pull from that same kind of pool of problems, probably following the same specifications. But the truth is that your exam is going to be a little different than your neighbors and not going to be the same. So that's just part of going CBT, part of the system, part of the deal, nothing to worry about. But in general, I think, you know, engineering concepts are not going to change. The specs didn't change. In terms of, you know, the content that you still need to study, it's all the same. You do need to get your specifications and codes in that nature going as well. So anyway, that was a lot. I think this is nothing to worry about as this goes to computer-based testing. I know a lot of people are worried about it, but you know, you're just going to move forward, and you'll still need to put in the time to practice this stuff, and you'll be just fine. So anyway, with that, I hope this video was helpful for you. Look forward to doing another one for you. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, and also if you need help with anything, including the FE or PE, go check us out at civilengineeringacademy.com. We have practice exams there. We've opened up a study group if you want to be a part of our private Facebook communities that are usually only reserved for course members. You can join those for a small fee and be with a ton of like-minded individuals in the same boat you are in. And it's usually the highlight of the courses. So go check it all out at civilengineeringacademy.com. If you have any questions, you can email me too, isaac@civilengineeringacademy.com. We are here to help you on this journey to pass the FE, pass the PE, and become a professional engineer, which is what you want to do. So anyway, hope you're doing well. And with that, we'll let you go. See you later.